Red Rapture is a webcomic series by Alexander I.A. that fuses fantasy, science fiction, and spiritual themes in a unique adventure. Set in near-future Africa, Red Rapture introduces a world forever changed by a mysterious phenomenon known as the Great Light, which granted a select few humans godlike powers. These chosen individuals are called NCGs, and their newfound abilities usher in an era of power. Society's reactions to NCGs is mixed. They are viewed with awe, but they're also feared, even being shunned and restricted on using their powers. The story centers around Nagusa, a young boy who once lived a peaceful, devout life until he was blessed with extraordinary powers. Nagusa awakened his powers that propelled him to a quest to uncover the truth behind the Great Light and why such divine gifts exist. He can't shake the burning question: why would God bless humanity just to watch it suffer? A dilemma that lies at the heart of the narrative and what drives him forward. The tone of Red Rapture balances shonen-style action with thoughtful spiritual examination. On one hand, it's high-stakes fantasy adventure filled with danger and showdowns. On the other hand, it's a reflection on faith, morality, and the nature behind divine power. The narrative doesn't shy away from these big themes at all. As Nagusa grapples with his faith in the face of chaos, the comic delves in philosophical territory rarely seen in typical action series. The story does an excellent job weaving questions of religion and suffering into the plot, all without feeling too preachy. By using a supernatural premise as an allegory, Red Rapture examines whether immense power is a blessing or a curse. Despite these weighty themes, the narrative remains accessible and exciting. It poses questions for the reader to ponder while delivering the kind of thrills you expect from a manga-inspired fantasy. Red Rapture's setting in Africa gives the story a fresh backdrop. Honestly, I think this is the first comic book in a long while where I see Africa as the main setting. The influence of African culture and scenes is evident from the characters' names to societal context, grounding fantastical elements in tangible reality. Yet the themes are pretty universal. By the end of Volume 2, the narrative established itself both as a globe-spanning adventure and personal journey of faith. When it comes to characters, we have Nagusa, the protagonist. He's portrayed with a level of depth that makes him instantly compelling. He starts as an earnest and kind-hearted youth shaped by his religious upbringing, the kind of boy who generally ponders the big questions about God and suffering, even before his changes. Once he becomes an NCG, he's thrust into circumstances that test his beliefs to the core. Throughout Volume 1 and 2, we see him evolve from a sheltered, blissful, unaware kid to a determined survivor, who must reconcile with his newfound powers with his moral compass. What makes Nagusa especially engaging is his inner conflict. He doesn't simply accept his blessing at face value, but he continuously questions why he was chosen and what responsibility comes with this power. This mixture of vulnerability and resolve makes him more than a typical action hero. You root for Nagusa not just to defeat the bad guy, but to find the answers and the peace he's looking for.